You must prepare yourself for the social studies portion of our examination as well. Social studies incorporates a variety of topics. Majority of the time, the answers are contained in the preconcepts or the writings that follows the questions, or in the graphs that refer that each question refers to. Your job is to read with care and understanding and look for clues and indicators to signify what's being asked. Before you answer any question, you have to understand, what am I being asked? Now, social studies incorporates a variety of topics, as I once mentioned. So let's go over a couple of them. We need to know what is genocide. We need to understand the Nazi Party of Nazi Germany, which occurred in Germany from 1933 through 1945, which was ushered in by the years of Adolf Hitler, to which he tried to establish a Nazi government based on the Nazi Party. A Nazi is not a policeman. It refers to as a type of political party, similar to a Democrat or Republicans is a political party. A Nazi is a political party, just that this particular party was very to the point, vicious about its aims and its goals, and was willing to use violence to carry out whatever means, carry out any objective by any means necessary, including death. We need to understand the concepts of the Supreme Court, and what the Supreme Court does is the highest court of the land. In the Supreme Court, cases are going to go through the lower courts first, through the district courts, state Supreme Court, and then to the Supreme Court, usually before it is ruled upon. And when the Supreme Court makes a decision, normally it's final. All parties in the United States government have to adhere to that decision. Unlike decisions made by the city of Baltimore, laws that are in the city of Baltimore, people in New York do not have to follow. For instance, in New York, nightclubs can stay open all night, and in Baltimore, most clubs have to close at 2 o'clock, or bars, or places of that type of entertainment. We have to understand that the concepts between democracy and communism. Democracy is a basic concept that people have rights, and individuals have rights, and you and I have rights, and those are expressed in the amendments in the Constitution. But we have the right to vote, the right to pursue what we want to pursue. We have the right to, well, we did have the right to bear arms. You still can bear an arm, but you must have other qualifications as well as certifications. As you can imagine, just bearing arms, people get killed every day. We have other rights, such as a right to, if we're accused of a crime, we have, the state or the accuser have to prove you did it, not you're guilty just by walking in court. Although a lot of us have had experiences where we did go to court and it automatically appeared that we were guilty, that we had no fair trial. Also, we need to understand that these things affect decisions that were made by any number of presidents in American history. There were several great presidents in American history who faced great challenges, and normally those are the ones that are mentioned in these historical, in history period, or in the questions that refer to history. For instance, George Washington and his struggles with a new America. Thomas Jefferson and his struggles with the with an America growing in different directions. Abraham Lincoln and his struggles with an America at a point where there was great division in this country. And as president, it was his job to bring the country back together as a union. The struggles that were faced by Theodore Roosevelt during the years of World War II, the struggles that were faced by Woodrow Wilson during World War I, whether America wanted to engage in foreign wars or stay neutral at home. Other presidents, such as Kennedy, whether he wanted to engage in the Vietnam War, Lyndon Johnson, his involvement in the Vietnam War, Richard Nixon, his involvement in Watergate, during Ronald Reagan years, and struggles faced in West Germany, and with he was the president pretty much at the end of the United States and Russia or USSR threat towards each other, what they call the Cold War, and also the Bushes with their wars in the Middle East, as well as the challenges faced by Barack Obama, which we won't see any references to a Barack Obama or Bush in any of these sections, but you do understand that these things are related. And they usually, in the history section of anything, references to presidents and their administrations and the era and the problems that they dealt with. You'll find those in these type sections. We need to know a little bit about the world. For instance, geography, like where is Western Europe? What is Western Europe? Countries. Western Europe are the countries, if you look on the globe, they're the countries that's right across the water from this country. You'll find Great Britain, which is known as England, Germany, France, Switzerland, Belgium. Those countries are Western European countries. Eastern European countries are Russia, Hungary, Yugoslavia, and the Slavic peoples. And we need to know Africa, which is located right below Europe. You have Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, Western Africa, Southern Africa. And you probably should be familiar with those countries that are in Africa. You should be familiar with geographical terms like what is it, topography and environmentalists. An environmentalist is one who cares about the environment first. So you would want to be aware of that. You need to understand politics, like what motivated the King of England to invest in the United States and other countries. Money. Money. They colonized other countries for money. Why did the Dutch and the English travel into South Africa? For gold, diamonds, money. Why did the Spanish go into the Americas, South America in particular? Why did the Portuguese and the Dutch, why did they sail around the world looking for places to exploit? Exploit means to take things from, for money, to gain riches for their country. This is a concept known as imperialism. Imperialism, because I'm imperial to you, I'll take your stuff. And this went on all throughout the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, and the 1900s. And as a matter of fact, various forms of that are still going on today throughout the world. And hopefully things are changing for the better. We need to understand historical concepts. But the main thing we need to understand is the principles of the democracy, freedom, a broad appeal to all people. Why would a democracy have a broad appeal to all people? Because the belief is if everyone has a stake in the government, everyone can vote, everyone has a right to say whether you're rich, poor, young, old, black, white, Christian, Muslim, or Jew. You still have choices. So we want to be aware of that concept.